Abyssal fish are fish that live in the darkness below the sunlit surface waters, that is below the photic zone of the sea, this area where light penetrates the water and photosynthesis occurs. The deep sea is also an extremely hostile environment, with temperatures that rarely exceed 3 degrees and sometimes fall under 0 degrees, low oxygen levels and pressures between 20 and 1000 atmospheres. Most fish that have evolved in this harsh environment are not capable of surviving in laboratory conditions, and attempts to keep them in captivity have led to their deaths. Deep-sea organisms contain gas-filled spaces. Gas is compressed under high pressure and expands under low pressure. Because of this, these organisms have been known to blow up if they come to the surface. In deep water, marine snow is a continuous shower of mostly organic detritus falling from the upper layers of the water column. Its origin lies in activities within the productive photic zone. Marine snow includes dead or dying plankton, fecal matter, sand and other inorganic dust. This may be considered the foundation of deep-sea mesopelagic and benthic ecosystems, as sunlight cannot reach them. Deep-sea organisms rely heavily on marine snow as an energy source. Hyphen lizardfish are hermaphrodites, bearing both male and female sex organs, thought to be an adaptation to low population densities. Telescope fish are presumed to be solitary, active predators, and its eyes are adapted for optimal binocular light collection, at the expense of lateral vision. They are likely able to spy their prey's weak bioluminescence from a distance. Most of the time, the tripod fish stands on its 3 fins on the bottom of the ocean, hunting for food. Even though the fins are presumably quite stiff, researchers have been successful in surprising the fish into swimming, and then the fins seem flexible. The Japanese eel and other anguillid eels live in freshwater and estuaries where they feed and grow as yellow eels for a number of years before they begin to mature and become silver eels. The dagger-toothed pike conger is another species of eel. They primarily live on soft bottoms in marine waters down to a depth of 800 meters, but may enter fresh water. The Kawasaki is carnivorous. It leaves its lair at night to actively hunt its prey along the reef. It feeds mainly on small fish and cephalopods. Its serpentine and shaped body has a white green to light brown yellowish background color spread with tree-like brown pattern. Spotted garden eel lives exclusively in variously sized colonies on sandy bottoms that are exposed to currents. It digs a burrow from which emerges about a third of its body, pointing their mouths towards the underwater current to catch drifting food. Features include a bird-like beak with curving tips, covered with tiny hook teeth, which they use to sweep through the water to catch shrimp and other crustaceans. Slender snipe eel has a lifespan of 10 years. Snub-nosed eel appear to be specialized hagfish-like scavengers, using their powerfully muscled jaws and short, stout teeth to tear away chunks of flesh from carcasses that have fallen to the seafloor. The stomach of the pelican eel can stretch and expand to accommodate large meals, but it has only tiny teeth, which would not be consistent with a regular diet of large fish. The large mouth may be an adaptation to allow the eel to eat a wider variety of prey when food is scarce. This fish, such as gulper eel, lacks several bones, such as the symplectic bone and ribs. They also have no scales, pelvic fins or swim bladder. Little information is currently known about their habits or full distribution. Enchidas flourished during the late Cretaceous. Enchidas survived the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event and persisted at least into the late Eocene. Chum salmon have the largest natural range of any Pacific salmon, and undergo the longest migrations. Despite being extremely plentiful in Alaska, it is the least commercially valuable salmon in North America because of their low market value. The ventral surfaces of mirabelli are characterized by a flattened and projecting sole. This sole may act as a reflector, by directing the emitted light downwards. Barrel is recognized for a highly unusual transparent, fluid-filled dome on its head, through which the lenses of its eyes can be seen. The eyes have a barrel shape and can be rotated to point either forward or straight up, looking through the fish's transparent dome. Hatchetfish are small deep-sea fishes which have evolved a peculiar body shape and, like their relatives, have bioluminescent photophores. The latter allow them to use counter-illumination to escape predators that lurk in the depths. Black dragon are bioluminescent, but unlike most such predators, which use their light primarily to attract prey, they can see their own light. As a result, the fish can use their light to hunt. Contrary to barbelled dragonfishes in general, spotlight loosejaw is not a vertical migrator. While its morphology with huge fangs and an enormous gape is typical for its family and suggests adaptations to piscivory, the origin of the pigment necessary for detecting its long wavelength bioluminescence, a chlorophyll derivative, is the copids themselves. Like other members of their family, they have a benthic and solitary lifestyle. Warty frogfish gather during mating period, but do not tolerate each other anymore after the act of fertilization. The female can kill or eat the male if he stays close. A mitochondrial genome phylogenetic study suggested the anglerfishes diversified in a short period of the early to mid-Cretaceous, between 130 and 100 million years ago. They are notable for extreme sexual dimorphism and sexual symbiosis of the small male with the much larger female. Because individuals are locally rare, encounters are also very rare. When scientists first started capturing serratioed anglerfish, they noticed that all the specimens were female. These individuals were a few centimeters in size and almost all of them had what appeared to be parasites attached to them. It turned out that these parasites were highly reduced male serratiodes. This indicates some taxa of anglerfish use a polyandrous mating system. One explanation for the evolution of sexual symbiosis is that the relatively low density of females in deep-sea environments leaves little opportunity for mate choice among anglerfish. Males would be expected to shrink to reduce metabolic costs in resource-poor environments and would develop highly specialized female-finding abilities. The source of luminescence is symbiotic bacteria that dwell in and around the ischia, enclosed in a cup-shaped reflector containing crystals, probably consisting of guanine. These oceanic fishes are pelagic feeders that stay well above the sea floor. They are typically brightly colored as adults, often with brilliant crimson fins. They have highly variable body forms, but they are generally laterally compressed. Opar is a large discoid and deeply keeled fish with an attractive form and a conspicuous coloration. It was shown to maintain its entire body core above ambient temperature, becoming the first known fish with this trait. The giant oarfish is the world's longest bony fish. Its shape is ribbon-like, narrow laterally, with a dorsal fin along its entire length. Its physical characteristics and its undulating mode of swimming have led to speculation that it might be the source of many sea serpent sightings. Formerly considered rare, the species is now suspected to be comparatively common, although sightings of healthy specimens in their natural habitat are unusual.